What if I told you that after 70, life doesn't shrink, it actually expands, but only if you're willing to let go of what no longer matters? My name is Walter Harris. I am 74, and it took me decades to realize that so much of what I once chased, status, stuff, approval, was never really about me. It was about fear, but now I finally feel free. In this video, I want to walk with you through 11 things that become beautifully meaningless after 70, not because life loses its meaning, but because you finally get to choose what really matters. So if you've ever felt like you're carrying too much from your past, expectations, regrets, comparisons, this video might be the reset your heart needs. Let's begin. There was a time I wouldn't leave the house without making sure my shirt was ironed, my words were polished, and my decisions made sense to someone else. I spent most of my adult life wondering how others would judge me. Did I say the right thing at dinner? Did I take the job people respected? Was I being a good man or just someone trying to be liked? But here's what you learn after 70. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you feared, and those who truly love you don't need you to impress them. It's liberating, truly. Now I wear what feels good, I speak from the heart, and I stop apologizing for my choices, because after 7 decades of trying to fit in, I've earned the right to be. You might still catch yourself wondering, will they approve? But pause and ask, do I? That's the only opinion that should follow you into the next chapter. Let's move on to the next truth, and this one might involve that cluttered garage you've been ignoring. I remember when I bought my first brand new car. Midnight blue, spotless, the smell of new leather. I polished that thing every weekend like it was made of gold. Now, I drive an old sedan that gets me where I need to go. I don't remember the last time I waxed it. And you know what? I don't care. Because after 70, things don't hold the magic they used to. But people, moments, they do. I've started giving things away. My old vinyl collection to my grandson, my wife's recipe box to my daughter. I used to think getting rid of stuff would feel like losing part of myself, but it didn't. It felt like freedom. The truth is, the more you carry into old age, the heavier it becomes. And I'm not talking about boxes. I'm talking about attachments. Let go of the things, keep the meaning, because memories don't collect dust. Ready for the next one? This one might sting a little, especially if you've ever said yes when you meant no. For most of my life, I was a yes man. Barbecue, I didn't want to attend. Sure, I'll be there. Family favors that left me exhausted. Of course, no problem. I thought being agreeable meant being kind. But all it did was wear me down. After 70, energy becomes sacred. And I finally realized, saying no isn't rude, it's honest. Now, when someone invites me to something I don't feel like attending, I pause and ask myself, will this bring me peace or pressure? If it's pressure, I politely decline. There's a strange kind of strength in choosing how to spend your time without guilt. It means protecting your joy, not just preserving appearances. And let me tell you, the people who love you will understand. The rest, they were never worth the stress to begin with. If you're still stuck in the cycle of overcommitting, hear this. You've earned your peace. Don't trade it for politeness. For years, I spent money on creams, supplements, and even hair dye, all in a quiet war against the mirror. But one morning, I caught my reflection in a cafe window and thought, who am I trying to fool? The truth is, aging isn't something to fight. It's something to wear with pride. Each wrinkle, a chapter written. Each gray hair, a memory earned. Society may still glorify smooth skin and toned arms, but real beauty after 70 comes from presence, not perfection. You start to realize no one is looking at your crow's feet. They're watching your eyes light up when you laugh. So I tossed the die, stopped hiding behind filters, and embraced the man I am now. Fully, honestly, and with zero apologies. Because there's nothing more attractive than someone who's finally comfortable in their own skin. Let me tell you something, that hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't living with memories. I was drowning in them. Old tools I hadn't touched in 15 years, jackets from a size I'll never be again, boxes of stuff my kids didn't even want. For decades, I thought keeping all of it meant I was preserving my life. But in reality, I was just avoiding decisions. After 70, every square foot of peace matters. Clutter steals your space, your focus, and honestly, your freedom. So I made a rule. If it doesn't bring me joy or serve a purpose, it's got to go. Donating that extra furniture felt like breathing again. Clearing shelves made space for something far more valuable: stillness. Minimalism isn't about having nothing, it's about making room for what really matters, like laughter, music, and easy mornings. Here's a truth I wish I had embraced earlier. Just because someone's been in your life a long time doesn't mean they deserve to stay. I used to keep certain people around, out of guilt, out of habit, or just because we went way back. But every conversation left me drained. Every visit felt like I had to armor up. After 70, your energy becomes sacred, and giving it away to those who belittle, manipulate, or dismiss you, that's a cost you can't afford. So I stopped picking up the phone, stopped explaining myself, and started surrounding myself with people who make me feel seen, not small. It's not about revenge, it's about peace. And believe me, peace tastes better than politeness ever did. There was a time when I couldn't help it. I'd scroll through photos of old friends traveling through Europe, holding hands with grandkids, celebrating 50-year anniversaries, and I'd feel that sting. Why does everyone else seem to be doing it better than me? But here's what I've learned after 70. You never see the full picture. You see the smiling moment, not the lonely nights, the celebration, not the struggle, and more importantly, none of it changes your worth. When you compare your story to someone else's, you stop honoring the journey you've lived. Your scars, your growth, your survival, they all matter more than some filtered snapshot. So I stopped measuring my life against others and started asking myself, what brings me peace? Because peace beats envy every time. There's something sacred about waking up one day and realizing you don't have to chase the same dreams anymore. When I was 40, I wanted to climb the ladder. At 50, I wanted to retire early and travel. But by 70, all I wanted was peace, time with loved ones, and mornings where my back didn't hurt. And that's okay. The goals that once drove you don't have to define you now. You're allowed to pivot. You're allowed to say, that dream served me once, but it no longer fits who I am today. I met a man at my community center who used to be an architect. Now he spends his days painting birds. He told me, I've never been poorer in money or richer in joy. Letting go of the old gives you space for something new. And that's not quitting, that's wisdom. If there's one emotion I wish I'd let go of sooner, it's guilt. Guilt for resting, guilt for saying no, guilt for putting my happiness first. You spend decades being the helper, the fixer, the provider, the one others leaned on. And suddenly, when you try to slow down, your brain whispers, you're being selfish. But let me ask you, when was the last time you did something just for you? Not because it was expected, not to keep the peace, but because it simply made your soul feel alive. At 70 and beyond, happiness is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You don't have to earn rest anymore. You don't need permission to choose peace. Guilt has no place here. This is your chapter now, and you get to write it without apology. Reaching 70 isn't the end of the road, it's the start of a new one. And it begins not by adding more, but by releasing what weighs you down. Let go of the fear of judgment. Let go of the need to prove something. Let go of toxic people, old goals, and outdated routines. Let go of guilt. And in that letting go, you'll find space for joy, for peace, for rediscovery. Because this chapter, It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. You've spent a lifetime giving. Now it's time to receive. Not things, but moments. Not obligations, but meaning. So ask yourself, what can I release today to make room for the life I really want tomorrow? If even one part of this message spoke to you, I invite you to share it. Leave a comment. Type 1 if you're choosing freedom. And remember, your best years don't live behind you. They begin the moment you choose them. Thanks for watching and for walking this path with me.